everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. RHOA fans slam production and Bravo for unfair treatment of Kenya Moore. The moment we've all been waiting for finally played out in episode 5 of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, and now fans are in uproar. Kenya Moore and newbie Britt Eadie's feud came to a head after a few weeks of tension between them. Last week, things took a turn when Britt made mention of having a pistol after an argument with Kenya. The 54-year-old retaliated at her event and shared explicit photos of Britt. After the episode, a disclaimer stated that they had decided to discontinue filming with Kenya for the rest of the season. Meanwhile, viewers are calling out the network and the producers for giving Britt a pass with her threats about having a pistol and choosing to punish Kenya. Social media is ablaze with comments about the moment that cost Kenya her job. While many agree that Kenya took things too far, they also think Britt should have been removed from the show the moment she made threats about having pistols. "I hate how Kenya retaliated, but the way Bravo handled this, to me, was unfair. Two people should have lost their peach," wrote a commenter. "Reason why I'm still on Kenya's side is because, had production handled the gun threats accordingly, the retaliation could have been prevented," said someone else. "She did not deserve to be fired, especially if Britt was allowed to continue filming after threatening her life." RHOA, reasoned someone else. One viewer exclaimed, "So let me make sure I have this correct. We fire Kenya for showing explicit pics of Britt. Fine. But we don't fire Britt for making threats involving the gun toward Kenya. We care out naked pics. We do not carry out gun threats, Bravo, Andy." Another viewer said, "Both Britt and Kenya were wrong, but Britt started it. Production should have reprimanded both of them." The end. Kenya has been resharing fan comments showing her support, and after the episode, she broke her silence. "You have been my besties for the last 12 years and I love and appreciate you so much," she noted in the caption. To the cast at #RHOA Season 16, "I wish you all an incredible season." Meanwhile, Britt is getting heat on her Instagram page, but is seemingly unbothered by the backlash. She posted a video from her green screen interviews and wrote, "I'm still standing strong no matter what." Do you think Kenya deserved to be fired? In recent months, fans of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, RHOA, have been vocal about their growing dissatisfaction with the treatment of one of the show's standout stars, Kenya Moore. The backlash has been particularly directed at Bravo and the show's producers, accusing them of displaying a clear bias against Kenya and treating her unfairly. As one of the most iconic and long-standing cast members of the franchise, Kenya has long been a lightning rod for controversy. But many RHOA fans are now saying that the current season reveals a deeper pattern of mistreatment that goes beyond typical reality TV drama. Kenya, known for her sharp tongue, bold personality, and unapologetic self-confidence, has become an essential part of the show's narrative. From her infamous "Gone with the Wind" fabulous entrance to her sometimes controversial remarks, Kenya's presence on the show has undeniably contributed to the series' success. However, many fans argue that Bravo and the producers have been actively downplaying her role and limiting her screen time in recent seasons. This shift has sparked a wave of discontent among Kenya's most passionate supporters, who believe her treatment is not only unfair but also a disservice to the viewers who tune in to watch her dynamic and entertaining presence. One of the main criticisms leveled against production is the way they have seemingly framed Kenya's storylines in a negative light, while offering more favorable portrayals to other cast members. In past seasons, Kenya has often been cast as the villain, especially in her tense relationships with other women on the show. However, fans argue that much of this portrayal is manufactured by editing, with key moments omitted to make her appear more antagonistic than she actually is. They always seem to show Kenya in the worst light, while others get away with far worse behavior, one fan wrote on a popular RHOA fan forum. "It's clear that production wants to villainize her for drama, but they won't let her show her full story. Another major point of contention is Kenya's diminishing screen time. While some of her co-stars, such as Candy Burris, Nene Leakes, and Portia Williams, have received ample opportunities to shine in recent seasons, Kenya's appearances seem to have been reduced. Fans argue that this strategic reduction in screen time is not a coincidence. They suggest that Bravo is intentionally sidelining her to make room for other storylines or cast members, a move that many feel is unfair given her status as one of the franchise's most recognizable stars. "It's like they're trying to push her out of the show," said another fan. Kenya deserves better than this. While RHOA has always been a show centered around drama and conflict, many viewers believe that Kenya's treatment extends beyond typical reality show rivalry. Fans have pointed out that Kenya, unlike many of her co-stars, often finds herself alone in confrontations or is excluded from group activities. This sense of isolation, some argue, is not only a reflection of her relationships with other cast members, but also a product of behind-the-scenes decisions made by production. One fan posted, "I'm starting to think they want Kenya to be isolated and play into this narrative of her being the outcast, when in reality, the rest of the women just don't want to work with her because they know she's the one who can outshine them." Further complicating matters is the perception that Kenya's personal struggles, particularly her challenges as a single mother raising her daughter, Brooklyn, have been downplayed or overlooked by production. Fans had expressed frustration that the show does not fully explore the nuances of Kenya's life outside of the drama. Kenya is a single mother who is trying her best to navigate her career, family, and personal life. One fan wrote on social media, "Why aren't we seeing more of that? Instead, we're constantly seeing her clash with the other women, and it just feels like they're trying to make her the villain, which isn't fair to her or her storyline." Some critics also point out that Kenya's history on RHOA makes her one of the most significant contributors to the show's cultural impact. Her entrance, her unforgettable feuds, and her evolution over the years have solidified her place in RHOA history. Despite this, fans feel that production has not sufficiently acknowledged her contribution. They claim that the way she's been treated, both on screen and off, reflects a deeper issue of respect and fairness in reality television. Kenya has put in the work. She's given us unforgettable moments and unforgettable television. But it's like they've decided they don't need her anymore, and that's just wrong, one viewer said. Moreover, the treatment of Kenya has raised broader questions about the racial dynamics at play on the show. As a Black woman, Kenya's experience on RHOA has sometimes been complicated by the way production frames her narrative compared to that of her co-stars. Some fans argue that Kenya is often penalized for displaying the kind of assertiveness and confidence that is celebrated in other women, particularly white women, on reality television. It feels like they want Kenya to be submissive and not speak her mind, and whenever she does, they paint her as angry or irrational, one viewer pointed out. If the other women were to speak up the way she does, it would be seen as empowering. But when Kenya does it, it's seen as a problem. This perceived double standard has led to even more criticism of Bravo's treatment of Kenya. Fans argue that the network has created an environment where Kenya's voice is continually marginalized, leading to a lack of support and representation for a fan-favorite housewife. As a result, many fans have taken to social media to voice their displeasure, creating hashtags like #JusticeForKenya and #FreeKenyaMore in an attempt to push Bravo to do better by her. While the treatment of Kenya Moore on RHOA is undoubtedly a hot topic among fans, it's clear that her supporters are not backing down. They are vocal, passionate, and determined to ensure that Kenya gets the respect she deserves. Whether it's through social media campaigns or rallying behind her during episodes, the movement to support Kenya is gaining momentum, and it's sending a powerful message to Bravo and the producers. If they want to keep the heart and soul of RHOA, they may need to start treating Kenya Moore the way she deserves, fairly, equally, and with the recognition of her significant contributions to the franchise. Fans are watching closely, and they are not prepared to let this issue slide quietly into the background.